Hello, gang, and welcome to the first beautiful British live stream that we've had in quite a while, and the first of many. So, obviously, it's a bit bare bones here at the moment, and it might stay that way for a little while because I don't know how long I'm going to be staying here. It's lovely to be home, and God bless my mum, my dad, my sister, and everyone else who's welcomed me back. But I've become a solo player. This game ain't multiplayer. I need to get a place of my own. I love it here, but it's a madhouse. Like, you know me. You know what I'm like. I'm the sane one in my family. I'm the normal one. I'm the one who's not bouncing off the walls. And I'm like, oh, wow. I've been living alone for a while now. This is it's going to take quite an adjustment, I'll tell you. So I'm going to be looking very quickly for my own space so that we can all kind of enjoy being around each other and seeing each other and have that time be special, because otherwise I'm going to be going back to 2020 style, in the box room in the attic here, which was, it was a time, and it was the birth of model behavior. So nothing wrong with that, but we need to move on. We need to progress. And my goodness, you know that we're back in the UK because Sword in the Storm is actually here for a live stream. Good to see you, brother. It's going to be a lot more UK friendly for the live streams now, but don't get me wrong. And don't worry, folks in the US, we're going to have other US friendly live streams as well, even if it means I have to get up at silly o'clock in the morning. That's what we're going to do, because model behavior is all inclusive. So I think most people who would watch this show are fast asleep right now, and I hope you sleep tight. All my friends over in America, but there's still a few of you who are up and about. Channel Gremlin, Rowdy, still here, still crushing it, not going to bed on the off chance I might have been doing a big breakfast live stream. Milo, good to see you, brother. And hey, Chase, it's good to be back, man. Hey, Dave, to quote Take That, are you back? Are you back for good? Whatever I said, whatever I didn't mean it. I am kind of back for good, but you know me, I'm a nomad. I'm always traveling. I'm always getting into adventures, going to new places, meeting people, solving problems, So I am foreseeably back in the UK for the long haul, but time will tell. I'm planning to be. I mean, gosh, if I can do, if I really can do, I guess if I can actually buy a place, like get a mortgage, be a grown-up human being. So that all comes down to making this living on YouTube. So we're doing it. It's a work in progress, but it's all got to be set up and sorted. Smashed Dave at Wrestle Coast US. Live you happy. Micah, have fun, brother. It sounds like you're having a good time. Loso Dolo, good to see you, man. It has been a while. Well, hopefully we can do this a bit more regularly. Now I'm back in the UK. Going to be a lot more time for live streaming. We're going to be doing a lot of this. And Nintendrone, thanks for staying up late, brother. I appreciate it. No spoilers. No spoilers, but have you seen the Daredevil finale? Just finished it myself. Dude, I just finished it this morning as well, because I woke up at like 3 in the morning because, of course, jet lag is a son of a gun. So I thought, you know what? Perfect time to watch Daredevil. So no spoilers, but who don't you? I enjoyed it. It was a good time. This whole season has been great. So much better than I was expecting it to be. You seem a lot more upbeat and excited. That's awesome. That's because I'm running off of caffeine. That's all it is. But I am happy to be back in the UK without the stress of moving anymore. I mean, I've got stress behind me because I've got things that need to be sold and unpacked and reviewed and moved on. There's a lot to do, but it's exciting. It really is. Let's see your unopened toy haul. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff here. A lot of it has been opened. I'm currently working on my Mezco Dr. Octopus review right now. That's going to be a banger. So there's a lot of fun stuff here. And Micah, you're welcome. You're welcome for the stream. I'm happy to do it. I missed you guys. I'm so lucky that I had like a decent video to keep the channel ticking over for a few days while I was gone. But before yesterday's good news went up, it had been nearly a week since pre-recorded content. That's too long. That's too long, man. Dave's back in old dart. Man, good to be back here, Ozzy. Daredevil was the reason I found your channel originally. Seriously? Dude, what Daredevil? What was the Daredevil connection? I'm really intrigued now, man. I'm glad you found me anyway. Thanks, Rob. Dee Dee has been a massive disappointment for me. The Netflix show was miles better. I completely disagree, but that's what opinions are all about. We're allowed to enjoy different things. I've ranted on the Netflix show before. I got bored with the Netflix show, didn't enjoy it. It wasn't my cup of tea. The Disney show has kept me hooked from one episode to the next. If it was a book, I couldn't have put it down. You know, I would have just kept on wanting to watch the next chapter. With the Netflix show, I felt like it was such a slog. Whenever I saw how many episodes were in the episode list, I was like, oh, God, I'm never going to get through this. So I was really pleased. I was so happy. Wow, no way. I'm at work, finally catching a stream. Romo, as long as you're not doing brain surgery, I think that's probably safe. But do keep an eye on what's going on around you. What's your favorite fictional character and fictional favorite figure? Oh, that's a kind of random question, but it's got to be Kane. Clone Saga Kane, baby. Favorite fictional character and action figure. Action figure, that's not true. I don't know what my favorite action figure right now is. I tell you what, Mezco Dr. Octopus is right up there. Be honest, Dave, how bad is the dust on your shelves? Well, dude, there aren't any shelves because I gave them all away when I moved to Japan. So friend of the show, Brad, has got my shelves. They're his shelves now. And he's got a whole bunch of Motu figures on them, to each their own. So I didn't come back to any dust because there wasn't anything waiting for me. So that's not a bad thing. Speaking of not bad things, Rowdy Riley, Channel Gremlin, thank you so much. Coming hot off the heels of your live stream with D Amazing. I'm looking forward to watching that after I finish this live stream. Guys, go check out Rowdy's channel. Always a good time. And thank you so much for the channel members. That's 5 new people for the New England arc. What an arc it's going to be. The show got me to read the comics, and the Zadsky Elektra as DD figure announcement was on Good News. Boom! There you go. I love the way that these worlds kind of twist over and combine. There's a lot of Venn diagram crossover. And Micah, man, another 5. Dusty Road style. You want a 10, baby? I got 10 for you. 5 and 5 right here. Man, thank you so much. I'm not sure if I can condone gifting memberships while drunk, but you know what? I'll allow it. And yeah, you guys have to pull Cincy's weight, since both he and Mrs. Cincy are probably fast asleep right now. Dave not agreeing with me then. All is right in the world. Exactly, Sword. Look at that. It's just like old times. We haven't skipped a beat. Just rewatched Predator. What's the strongest Marvel character you think a Predator could defeat? That's a good question, because Predators are funny. All right, just to go on a complete sidebar here. Predators are funny because they're basically created to be beaten by people. Because like, I love Predators. Like the whole Predator franchise, awesome, badass, so cool. But the whole point of a Predator is that he's going to job out to someone eventually at the end of his movie. So whether it's Schwarzenegger or Danny Glover, like they're always going to get beaten, normally by someone who shouldn't be able to beat them. But there you go. So as far as Marvel Universe people, that's kind of tough because we've had the crossover with Wolverine, Black Panther. We've got the Spider-Man one coming up. Man, you see, the thing is, Predators are just, you know, tough guys with a bunch of weapons. So they're not really that different from most mercenaries in the Marvel Universe. Just got a notification saying your live streaming that woke me up. Welcome back to Blighty, brother. Dude, it's good to be back. Again, I wasn't expecting too many people to be on this particular live stream because, man, it's the small hours of the morning in the US where most of the live stream folks are based. But we're going to start mixing up the times that we do these live streams. I'm going to try and catch more people because I've got more free time to enjoy these. Speaking of books, I finally finished reading a book for the first time at the bright-eyed young age of 30. Don't judge me. Dude, I ain't judging you. I hate reading. Like, literally, I get no joy. I get no joy from reading. It's a slog for me. So what did you read? I'm intrigued. I want to know what it was that you finally sat down to read. Sadly, Predator couldn't beat Squirrel Girl. Well, arguably not. We can probably agree on that. Again, Predators are designed to be jobbed out. Mike, I've been watching for 2 years. Dude, you're so welcome, man. Thank you for watching my dumbass for 2 years. Craven versus Predator. Who wins? Honestly, I would say Predator. actually. I reckon the Predator would beat Craven, because Craven's got, super skills and reflexes, but he's pretty human. And I think the Predator could just use his cloak. Well, actually, the cloaking technology wouldn't work. Because I think Craven would have the senses to be able to pick up on where the Predator is. But I think man to man, Predator would still job out to Craven. Imagine predators as the sci-fi equivalent of soccer hooligans. All talk, no bite when someone fights back. I like to at least think that predators are a little more honorable than soccer hooligans. Craven Predator could go either way. Predators do have super strength and durability, which is why I think the Predator would take it. I think Craven would be able to get past the camouflage, but then when it comes down to a fist fight, I think Predator's got the edge with the strength and the speed. And dude, no joking, that was one of the most badass comic book crossovers, because it did the characters justice. It didn't have the Predator jobbing out like a loser to Batman, and it didn't have that going the other way either. I thought that was a really well-told crossover. Punisher is seemingly getting a special presentation, and John Bernthal is co-writing it too. Dude, I'm so up for that. I loved seeing the Punisher in the Daredevil show. Again, that's not a spoiler because he appeared weeks ago, but I thought he was terrific. I wasn't convinced by John Bernthal as Punisher initially, because I wasn't too keen on him in The Walking Dead, and I was like, it feels a bit like Flavor of the Month casting, but man, he killed it. He crushed it. So good. So good. I love that dude. I might fall asleep with the stream playing. I'm so tired. It's like 1 a.m. So you're on the West Coast. I thought I would catch a few people on the West Coast. On the East Coast, it's like 3 a.m. now. So those guys need to get their sleep. How about Predator versus Hulk? Surely that would be a decent prize for the Intergalactic Hunter. Dude, the Hulk would leave a neon green smear where the Predator was, because the plasma caster's not going to hurt the Hulk. Nothing's gonna hurt the Hulk in the Predator's arsenal. Maybe his wrist bomb could cause a dent, but really, yeah, that the Hulk would be a hell of a trophy, but ain't no Predator gonna pick up a Hulk trophy, not in a million years. Bro, love watching the streams. So excited to hopefully start taking part. Connor, glad to have you here, man. Pretty model way to start my morning. Like I said, I'm gonna try and do a few model behavior breakfast shows. So I think that's kind of fun. Model behavior, big breakfast. A book I read is Too Many Losing Heroines. Interesting. A light novel about a dude who befriends a bunch of girls who lost their... Oh, excuse me. Who lost their love triangle subplots. Had an anime I loved, so I dove into the source material. Okay, interesting. That's interesting how it was the anime that got you into reading the book. I like that. Well, hopefully that opens up a new world for you. For me, I could never do novels. I just get bored by the process of reading. That old fan-made short of Batman versus Predator on YouTube is awesome. Dude, it still is. I think it's called Batman Dead End. If you've not seen Batman Dead End, then tie a string around your finger, all right? Remember, after this live stream, not now, keep watching the live stream, but after this live stream, go watch Batman Dead End. It's so freaking cool. Hunters beat a predator in prey, so Craven gets my vote. I could see the logic there, certainly. Again, predators are always designed to be jobbed out. Craven would force a predator to watch the movie and take him out while he's asleep. Yeah, but on the flip side, the predator could force Craven to watch the predator and then take him out when his brain has melted from stupidity. That to be fair, both Craven and Predator have some terrible films to their names. Punisher was good in the DD show, and man, does he look way better with a beard. To be fair, scruffy ass Punisher does look pretty cool, actually. I have Predator versus Batman 90s prized possessions. Was it NECA? I think it was NECA that did the Predator Batman 2-pack of figures. They were really well made. Dead End features one of the coolest looking live action Batman ever. Okay, I'm getting worried, Sword, because we're agreeing on things again. But yeah, that Batman, I love the way that he had like a cloth costume, but it looked cool. That short showed that you can have Batman in a traditional costume and still have it work if you light and film it properly. That's what they did, and it looked fantastic. The other book I'm reading is Abroad in Japan by Chris Broad, aka Abroad in Japan on YouTube. Funny autobiography stuff. Interesting. I'm not familiar with that, but that sounds, actually, if I was going to read something, that sounds okay. NECA finally making pinless stuff is crazy. They caught up. They caught up eventually. It took them long enough. But hey, I think that it's going to be real interesting to see what the prices of NECA are going forward, because we all know about, you know, Marvel Legends and stuff going up. But what the deal's going to be with NECA, going to be interested to find out. Speaking of the prices with Hasbro going up, they just put up a whole bunch of new G.I. Joe, didn't they? So I'm going to be interested to see, yeah, what the G.I. Joe figures are going for here, because they've got the sort of special edition. Let me share this with you here. Get the old screen share ski up, see what we can make of this, because I always like checking out what's available for the G.I. Joe, but man, I think prices are going to start to get a little bit exclusionary. You know what I mean? We might be getting a little bit squeezed out of the market. We're going to have to get used to that. So even for this special edition thing, this is way more expensive than it normally would be. You know, $54.99. But of course, that's a big deluxe thing. And I'm currently got the region set to USA. We don't want USA. We want jolly old England. So yeah, $55.99 in pounds. Ooh, that's ooh, I feel that. I feel that. And then we've got the other new reveal figures as well. $24.99, $24.99. I tell you what, that's reassuring. That's good to see. I don't know how long it's going to last, but to see those prices there at this moment, whew, it puts the mind at rest. Right, Rowdy Riley, let's enjoy that while we can do. Have you heard the rumor that Disney Plus plans on making a series of Captain America returning the Infinity Stones? I don't think that's true. I think a lot of people did say that as like a rumor, but it's a fun idea. But I don't think that's ever going to happen. I think Chris Evans is done with Captain America, because I think they gave him such a good send-off. They wouldn't want to go back and do anything else, even though, you know, don't get me wrong, I'm sure people would watch it. Are you doing a review of Jada, Sagat, and Blanca? I'd be interested in your thoughts. Yes, I am. I'm just finishing my Dr. Octopus review. Then we're going to have Sagat and Blanca up. I got so much stuff to get through. It's fun. It's a happy problem. Like, you know, I'm not complaining. Oh, my goodness, what am I going to do? I have so many action figures. Most of them will be sold on, though, I think, but not before I get my reviews out. They're made in Vietnam completely, so they avoid the tariffs for now. But prices are going to go up inevitably. Inevitably, they're going to go up. It's just a matter of time. But for now, I'll enjoy seeing the prices as they are. I don't need any of these new ones, but I do appreciate what they've done with them. This great Cobra Commander with his iguana. I'll assume that he's called him Jub Jub. But I love the fact that we've got a whole menagerie from G.I. Joe. Isn't there going to be another Hasbro official reveal today? Yes, there is. Dan Yun put up the tweet that there's going to be a new reveal today at some point. Don't know when. I'm going to keep my peepers peeled. I'm going to be out all day because we're having a bit of a family reunion. So I won't be able to cover it on the dot, but I'll certainly keep my eyes out for it. You got to start talking in proper money again. Don't worry. You know, normally when I give out prices, it's in behavior bucks, because that constitutes for US dollars, British pounds, because there's always going to be variance. So if I say, you know, G.I. Joe figures cost 25 behavior bucks, you know what I'm talking about. I wish NECA would make a full Predator extraction team. They only have like 5 versions of Dutch. Dude, if they did the OG Predator team, that would be really great with Billy and Carl Weathers and all the others, Jesse Ventura, there's Blaine. That would be so cool. 3 a.m. in Indiana. Took a nap earlier, couldn't get back to sleep. By the way, pre-ordered my Maximum Hulk and can't wait to put him next to my astonishing Wolverine. Maximum Hulk, he definitely set the cat amongst the pigeons. And I think a lot of people who did kind of like him were a bit sort of hesitant to say that they like him, because so many people are like, boo, he's too expensive. You shouldn't be allowed to like this. And I get it. He is arguably too expensive. But at the same time, if people want him and they're going to get some love out of the figure, then, you know, more power to you. I think there's a lot of posturing from folks kind of implying like you're not allowed to like the things that you like. It's the old WWE thing. You don't like what you like. You like what I tell you to like. It's like, well, quite frankly, if you want to get that $60 Hulk, nothing wrong with doing that, because if it makes you happy, I support that. And I can see why, because it's a fun looking set. Is there a lot of reuse? Yeah, of course there is. But also, if you don't have the 80th anniversary Hulk, then it's all new to you. Should he be cheaper? I mean, I'm no expert in the price of plastics, but I would guess he should be. But hey, just buy the things you like. Enjoy what you want to enjoy. I paid 100 for GI Joes today. So you paid 100 for 4 GI Joes? Is that what you're saying? Or did you pay $100 for 1 GI Joe? Oh, hang on. I'm buzzing and fuzzing here. Oh, that was a missed call. Don't worry. That's okay. I'll get back to that. I got relatives in Vietnam. I'll hook you up with some figures, Dave. I know a guy who knows a guy. Figure fell off the back of a truck. Was it one of the McFarlane figures that fell off the back of a truck? Because that was the sort of story of the day at the moment, isn't it? What was it? The Supergirls all being stolen off the back of a truck. That's kind of crazy. Are you back in England now? Yes, Evil Paul, $2. Thank you very much. I did bring Godzilla with me. So first of all, I got to have some change that I can feed him. But dude, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Yes, I am back in England. And actually, I think what that call was a real estate agent wanting to show me around an apartment. So I'll call them back because that's going to be interesting. Do you think Hasbro will give us a Ryan Reynolds head with the cowboy pool in the new wave coming out? Absolutely not. No, I don't think they will do. I think they're going to want to do that one a little bit cheap like the budgie. So I don't think there's going to be an extra head. They could surprise us. Of course they could do. I mean, it would add value and it could make people want to buy the cowboy Deadpool in order to get that head. But I think it's far more likely it'll just be a bit more of a basic, bare bones kind of action figure. I don't think we'll see a Ryan Reynolds head in there. But you know what? Prove me wrong, Hasbro. Prove me wrong. I don't think you will, but it'd be nice if you did. So I love talking smack about companies. No, actually, I don't. I wish I didn't have to. But if I talk smack and then get proved wrong, that's a happy thing to happen. Jub Jub. That's what you used to call me in high school. Really, Riley? You used to be Jub Jub. The dudes screwed by tariffs are American hot toys collectors. Pretty sure those are all made in China. Of all the figures that you don't want to make even more expensive, then again, if you're collecting hot toys, guess what? You probably have a few quid spare. What are we expecting for today's reveal? The Fantastic Four figures or a really unexpected HasLab? I would say definitely not a HasLab. I definitely don't think it'll be a HasLab because I feel like HasLab, at least for Marvel, has been put to bed. I'd be real surprised. And they wouldn't just drop it out of nowhere. They would tease it and build it up. Fantastic Four is highly likely. I think that's probably the most likely one, considering that we had the teaser for the Fantastic Four figures a week or two ago. So it would make sense then for them to do the Fantastic Four figure drop. So that's a good bet. I hadn't thought of that, which is a bit of a shame because I kind of would have wanted something else, but there you go. Where is the lizard, Dave? You know what? Do you want me to go get Godzilla? He's in the other room. For $5, I'll do that. Don't go anywhere. I'm literally, it's right next door. Hang on. Because we got to get back to our traditions. Because if we don't have traditions, then we're no better than animals, people. All right, we're back. Yeesha. Look who made the trip back home with me. He said I wasn't going to leave this guy back in Japan. And I even, to keep with tradition, I do have some Japanese yen. So it's like we haven't skipped a beat. Actually, that's 500 yen there. It's like $5. Here we go. Let's see what the first eating tune is going to be. Are we going to get music? Let's find out. Oh, did I switch you on? Let me try that. There we go. All right. No music, but baby, we're back. We are so back. There we go. What time is it, Micah? Is what you're trying to say. It's 9 a.m., 9:04 a.m. Hence the model behavior big breakfast. And yeah, I packed him very well. He had a lot of padding. I wanted to make sure he was going to get transported back safely. And yeah, just to reiterate, Micah, 9 a.m. over here in Blighty. It's breakfast time, which is why we're having the model behavior big breakfast right now. But I know that it's going to be crazy times for different folks in the States, which is why I am going to mix up when I do these live streams so that hopefully everyone can get a little dose of model behavior, at different times of day. Because the whole point of being back here is I want to be able to interact with people more, make this get the old community feeling back, like we used to have. So that means a whole lot more live streaming. And Micah, just real talk, Micah, just make sure you get home safe, all right? Because it sounds like you're having one heck of a night, which I'm kind of jealous about, actually. But that's okay. I miss my buds. I miss my buds, the wolf pack back in Japan already. But I got a sneaking suspicion I'll find my way back there at some point. But yeah, I do miss chilling out with the homies. But we got homies in England as well. First stop's going to be WrestleMania this weekend. Catching up with my buddy and friend of the show, Dom, and also Brad as well for WrestleMania weekend. That's going to be a lot of fun. And it's 1 a.m. on the West Coast and 4 a.m. on the East Coast. If anyone is in the East Coast, God bless you. God bless you for watching this, because I wasn't expecting any US folks to be here for this live stream. This is more welcome back to England. Let's get settled in and see what's going on in the world. So since we're on Hasbro Pulse and the main bone of contention price-wise is Marvel Legends, let's see what they're asking for the most recent Marvel Legends here, because they don't always have the most up-to-date ones on Hasbro Pulse, but we got the Hulk here and clocking in at 60. So there you go. And look, I know there's all the bones of contention, but the one thing that actually really does sell this to me is just the inbox look. I kind of fell for this because I love the idea of just having this dude on display on a shelf like this, because it just looks like the most perfect action figure. It's a tough one. I think I might roll the dice and then be a disgusting, awful inbox collecting pervert, which is very bizarre because that's never normally my shtick. But when I think about seeing this guy next to Maximum Spider-Man, both inbox, all the heads and accessories right there, looking the business, I kind of dig it, man. I really do kind of dig it. Imagine they cast you to play Old Man Arnold Terminator next year, the ultimate roast. Honestly, I would take it. I got the salt and pepper going on here. I'm not precious. I am getting to the Old Man Terminator stage. 8 hours for me. Thank goodness I work nights and I'm off tonight. Hey, look at that. It was Providence. You were meant to be here, brother. And Robert, it's good to be home, man. It really, really is. And Riley, you were the one who encouraged me to do this live stream, so I appreciate you staying up for it. And speaking of WrestleMania, Xavier, I gotta go Cody. I can't see them putting the belt on John Cena and ending Cody's title reign. Well, I was gonna say this soon, but it's been a year, and it's been a good year. But for Cena, I mean, a heel Cena as champion would be interesting, but he's not around that much. So I don't think they'll put the belt on him because he's not going to be present for very long. So I would be surprised. It's not impossible. It's not impossible. They could do, but I would be surprised if they did. The way we're doing boxes now is so nice. Can't lie. Yeah, I got to admit, I got to agree. I just love the package. Or as Mean Gene Oakland would say, the package, the total package. My Maximum Spider-Man is coming Friday. First early members video for my channel. I don't know when my Maximum Spider-Man is ever going to arrive, because I ordered him from a slightly more obscure British website, but they're still reliable. But I guess it's going to be a while before they get their stock in. So I guess he'll arrive whenever he arrives, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Saw a photo recently of someone who took their SHF figure out of the box but kept the plastic tabs between the joints. proper degenerate behavior, be inbox or not. That is weird, actually. Like, why would you keep the plastic tabs in there? Because also, if you want to remove the tabs, like, you can do that without even breaking them. You can just pop the torso off and remove the tabs and put it back together. So that seems really odd. I scheduled a visit to Osaka, but you ditched me. Dad, I'm sorry, man. I would have loved to have shown you around, but also I gotta stick to my own schedule. Won't lie, I really don't dig the 2/3 of the maximum Hulk head sculpts. I am with you. To be honest, none of them are perfect. But I put in a pre-order because I have a knockoff version from years back, and he's pretty much falling apart. I get that. I I don't like the Ed McGuinness head. I think it looks too just weird and animated. The giant teeth head looks stupid. So I like the idea of the grinning head and the slick back hair, but I don't like the all white eyes. So that's a bit of a issue as well. So all in all, yeah, there's some tough stuff there. There's nothing perfect. I like that they're still releasing some Raimi Spidey stuff. Hope they do a few more. Well, the Raimi Spidey one is another funny one because that's one that had a little bit of a price hike ski as well. At the moment, he's $30, which is not as much as some places were selling him. Some places were selling him for 35, which was that hurt. That definitely smarted. This for $30, not so bad. But also, it is still a basic figure. You could argue, oh, well, they got to pay for the Tobey Maguire likeness. But at the same time, you're asking a lot, especially if you're not going to fix the head either. Although I do rather like the symbiote attachment. I hope the Abomination is on a bigger body sculpt. Well, we'll see. I mean, there's no guarantee we are going to get that Abomination. He was on my little leak list, so hopefully we do. But time's going to tell on that one. The MVC head is good enough, but it won't match the 80th or 20th greens. That is true, and that is a shame. I still think the 80th Hulk is the superior Hulk. I still love the white shirt that he came with, and I'm so surprised they didn't include that with this one. Not exactly maximum. Breaking news, not clickbait. They've really left Osaka because he owes the Yakuza money. Don't mention that, but also come and get me. All right. They were going to come break his Scarlet Spider's other kneecap. The funny thing is, I brought that Scarlet Spider back with me, and now I don't know what to do with him because I got a replacement Scarlet Spider like in box, so I don't know what to do with the broken one now. You know me, I likes to tinker, so I know a Hulk head that's getting pupils. I was thinking of doing the same thing, but I know there's no way that I could do it without absolutely bodging it. The price is a little I'm just a fiend for the Raimi stuff. I understand that. The Raimi stuff has a huge amount of nostalgia for so many people. This Maximum Hulk made me take a good look at my Hulk and first appearance Wolverine. And I got to say, I still love this Hulk. So no Maximum for me. That was my logic as well. Because I think I still have that Hulk. I think I do. But also I've got the Select. So if you've got that Hulk, and you got the Select, then the Maximum does feel kind of surplus to requirements, especially with the fact that we've got a Mezco one coming out at some point in the next couple of years. And Hulk should have been bigger, like Hulk-sized. I don't mind the scale. I'll be the first to admit, actually, I don't mind the scale of that Hulk at all. I think he's just about right for Legends. However, the Hulk's one of those characters who is as big or as small as the artist wants to draw him. So I totally appreciate if you have the eyes, if you have the idea of what you would like your Hulk to be, I appreciate that you could consider him to be slightly undersized. But for me, I think that 80th Hulk body is pretty much perfect. I really, really do. But honestly, I would be happy to have my slightly larger Hulk because I've got the Select Hulk and he is considerably bigger, but not crazy so, but just enough. Speaking of live action, kind of sad Mattel won't get to release a DCU Superman alongside the movie. Their line is going to start next year. But then you get to have a McFarlane Superman. Isn't that great? No, I know it's not. But hey, Mattel could always maybe go back if they wanted to. And look, we got to look to the future, okay? In the words of Jack Nicholson from the Tim Burton Batman movie. Think about the future. We're hopefully going to get a whole bunch of Superman movies. We're going to get a whole franchise. The James Gunn DC universe is going to take off. It's going to launch into the stratosphere, rechristening DC as the all-powerful brand of cinema movies. And look, I'm not even a DC fan, but if that happened, I'd be happy because it means that we're getting good movies. So that means that Mattel will probably be making Superman figures out the wazoo over the next 10 years or so. So hopefully we're going to be eaten well, and it'll be from Mattel. Need to get that General Ross figure. A General Ross genuinely would be a lot of fun. I wouldn't turn my nose up at a General Ross figure. I think that could be kind of cool to add to the collection, especially if you put him in a Ramen Toys tank. We'll get going up against the Hulk. Could be amazing. Select or Anniversary Hulk is where it's at. That's where I am. That's where I am. I've got those two, and I'm still keeping an eye out for the Mezco coming up. Do you reckon they'll announce a Bernthal Punisher for pre-order today? It's not impossible. They could do. They really could do, because they did mention, didn't they? They did mention that there is going to be at least one more figure from the Netflix show. I think that Muse would be a more interesting one, because we have had a John Bernthal Punisher from way back in the day. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's worthy of being upgraded. But I think seeing a Muse figure, that would be kind of cool. My biggest problem with the new Hulk, besides the price, is the waist. I know, again, it's a maximum figure with the bunny ears. It's a maximum figure, but with a flat disc waist, with no egg cup. Like, come on, guys, you're Hasbro. You have the technology. This is not rocket science. You know how to do it. You just don't want to do it. And that kind of sticks in my craw. CT Toys is a funny one, man. I don't like endorsing things that are ripoffs. I mean, they're knockoffs. They've taken another company's mold and just stolen it and used it themselves. So it's pretty icky. You can't argue with the results, though. You know, their Mafex Wolverine, I think, is very nice. So they make a decent product sometimes. Like I've got their Agent Anti-Venom, and he's good, but the plastic feels kind of tacky, like not great quality. So I think you get what you pay for. So I'm not going to like champion them and say, oh, it's great. It's a great way to get good figures for a cheap price, because I don't really know if it is. But certainly they do have some good stuff to their name, if only it was actually theirs and not someone else's sculpt. McFarlane going to roast one final actor with their likeness before they lose the license. It does feel like a roast sometimes when you see some of those head sculpts. Just paid, whoo, doggy, $150. That's a lot of quiche. But again, that Select Hulk does not come cheap. It's crazy to think that he was like $30 when he was originally released, but that price skyrocketed because people loved him. And then there just weren't enough to go around. Could be White Tiger. They haven't announced a White Tiger, I don't think. So there's every possibility he could be. I mean, he wasn't featured in the show that much, but they could go that route. I can definitely see them showing Bernthal Punisher. Yeah, this might be a reveal for the MCU folks. Could be MCU Fantastic Four. Could be Bernthal Punisher. There's a few options there. Oh, yeah. The Muse costume was very comic accurate too. I'd like that. Yeah, I haven't read the Muse comics, but I could see just from the Google machine that they did a great job of recreating that. It looked badass, man. It looked intimidating and scary and creepy. They did a really solid job with that. I was very impressed. Carrion, good to see you, man. Made it. Glad you made it to the stream. And it's very early for where you are. For me here, 9:18, it's breakfast time, and that's what I'm going to do when we finish this live stream. I'm going to go downstairs, make myself a cup of coffee. Cup of coffee in the big time. Yeah. Maybe a nice little bit of toast as well. Toast, or maybe a cup of tea. Back in England, cup of tea and toast. Oh, lovely. Dave, you really rock, dude. You know what? I do. I'm not even too humble to deny it. You make me laugh so much. So Great. Dude, thank you so much, Sam. That's really kind of you. I genuinely, I appreciate that. I just have a blast doing this. It's always a good chuckle. Sucks to be you. The reveal is Vanessa Fisk. Man, talk about assassinating people with their head sculpts. You'd have to do a good job if you wanted to do Vanessa Fisk. You'd have to make sure it looked the business. 918 for me too. Just woke up. Oh, it's okay. You're over on my side of the world. I don't know why I always assumed otherwise. I always assumed that people are in the US. Ah, well, that's okay then. If they did a white tiger, X-Manny would go crazy. No doubt. X-Manny would lose his shizzle. And I'd be happy for him as well. There's something lovely about seeing people happy about stuff. And X-Manny, he wants those representative figures. So I dig that. You know what? Vanessa was great this season. Wouldn't be against it. Vanessa was literally a boss this season. She was so cool. Both her and Wilson Fisk playing off of each other. Loved it. Loved it. Please tell Fam heal. Micah, drink some water, pal. Oh, wait. Sorry. I gotta take a call real quickly. Hello? All right. Cheers. Thanks very much. All right. Bye-bye. Wow. I'm sorry, guys. All right. I'm back. I'm back in the room. Trying to find places to live. That was I don't want to miss out on having a viewing, but that was probably some of the worst live streaming that I think I've done. And I've had some clangers, but 5 minutes of listening to me talking to a letting agent, that was pretty specialist. So thanks for sticking with me. A little slice of life there. I know, right? I gave out my temporary postcode, but hey, look, I mean, if anyone wants to travel across the world and stalk a slightly out of shape 40-year-old toy collector, I mean, God bless you. I got a spare room, Dave. Want to crash? Honestly, if it's just a spare room, I'm gonna stick with the family. They're a bunch of lunatics, but they're good to live with. I think Dave's making a deal to get a Wreck Rap figure. Sons of biscuits. Don't even tempt me. Don't even tempt fate. Yo, Dave, gotta love the house hunting. Man, it's real. You got to start making those grown-up decisions and grown-up choices. And one of them is having a roof over your head and your own roof. I mean, the lovely thing is I'm so lucky that I can live, with my family for as long as I would like to, really. But like, you need some independence. You need to kind of, what is it? Actualize yourself. You can't just keep living like a latchkey teenager all your life, as tempting as that is. Dave's payback for streaming himself in Japan, giving us that peak content. There you go. See, this is what you tune in for. I like to call it a little slice of life. That's what it is. That's kind of stuff you get here on DMV. Toys, pop culture, and housing accommodations. I got to start living in the real world. I can't have a theme park providing me with my accommodation anymore. As nice as that was. Maybe I should live stream the viewing so you guys can come and see the apartment with me. We can decide if we want to get it together. Because really, I mean, you're going to be paying my rent. So we really need to decide on this together. Got a question. Does anyone know why we can't buy the re-release of the deluxe Venom pool anymore? I was going to get it the other day, but it's gone. Surely I didn't miss the deadline. I don't know, man. I've never looked into that. I really like that figure. I think he looks great, but I never thought twice about whether or not you'd be able to still pick him up. Maybe he's just sold out everywhere. So yeah, I think we need to display house hunting behavior, displaying mortgage behavior. There you go. So we don't even need to change the initials. Perfect. But yeah, I think I might just have to just live stream permanently, do kind of a Truman Show sort of thing. That might be the best way of monetizing this channel. Next members only stream. Dave files his taxes, then he gets his car serviced. That's it. The real cutting edge stuff here. Yeah, the stuff that you can't afford to miss. But hey, Ye-Bird, I hope you can find that figure somewhere. Look on the Facebook groups, look on eBay, shop around, because I mean, he's not on Hasbro Pulse, is he? Just Venom Pool, or I assume he'll be sold out on Hasbro Pulse. Sorry, no matches were found. Well, ain't that just great, man? What that did bring up though was this guy. This thing is such a beast. I did actually order it for the review. I don't think I'll keep him. I've got nowhere to put him, and he's a lot of money. But I think that something like this, I should be able to just sell for what I paid for him pretty easily. I used to live in a lawyer office, like with a working lawyer in it. I would walk in past the receptionist and open my door to my apartment. His clients would use our bathroom. Very surreal. That sounds very Jimmy McGill. That sounds very Better Call Saul. Yeah, I like the idea of that. I think I got charged for Adam Warlock, but I didn't hit him. I did not. Okay, that's the room. All right, but what's the connection with Adam Warlock and the room? Help me out there. It's not true. I did not hit her. I did not. God, I love the room. It's so terrible. On the next episode of DMB, we will see adventures of Dave renewing his car insurance. Hey, you know what? You never know what you're going to get. That's why DMB, that's why these live streams are nothing like a box of chocolates, because you never know what you're going to get with these, unlike a box of chocolates that comes with a clearly labeled card telling you what's inside. I need my own space so I can display some of the figures I've collected. Otherwise, this has all been a huge waste of time and money. No, don't say it. Don't you dare. Don't even suggest that it might have been a waste of time and money. I'm currently updating some of my collection. I'm sat here watching you and waiting for the door to go. Got Danny Ketch Ghost Rider and Diamond Select Rhino coming. Dude, Diamond Select Rhino is an old gem. That's a sleeper hit from the past. If you're in the UK, Venompool is in stock at Comics and Cocktails. Dude, Comics and Cocktails is just the best, man. I get nearly all of my stuff from there. They're great. They really are. Dave gonna be embarking on his in real life streamer character arc. He will be the I don't know what that is, but Johnny Somali. Could you imagine? I honestly, not in a million years. I saw a little YouTube documentary about that Somali guy, and hey, what goes around comes around. You know, I often feel bad for people. I often feel bad for people who find themselves in bad situations. But honestly, in this case, not really, not really. You got what you were asking for there, pal. You really did. Dave, can I mention you in an official Instagram post from a toy company that teased a figure in a peak way? I don't want to bring it up in the stream. By all means, yeah, let me know. Let me know. Looking at buying a place myself and the thought of it is making me procrastinate. It's daunting, isn't it? It's very daunting. Dave, what are the odds we get some Marvel Rivals figures? Dude, I would love to see Marvel Rivals. I would do, but I just don't think that's going to happen. It's just too. It would require too much work. I just can't see that being the case. Unfortunately, I'm in the US, but I appreciate you, mate. Dude, we all look out for each other, even if we can't help. If we're talking pickups, I got Dark Warbird coming today. Dude, Dark Warbird? Dark Warbird. Help me out. Oh, yes. Okay, the Moonstone. Yeah, that's a badass figure, actually. I didn't even realize that was available yet. Good on you. That's a good pick. And man, I'm so all over the idea of getting Marvel Rivals figures because I love the chunky, highly stylized designs. That'd be amazing. It would be so cool. But yeah, I just can't see it. But hey, we could be surprised. And actually, I just got to reply to this. There we go. Yeah, I feel that if they did do them, there would be a huge audience for them, but it would be so much investment in the tooling. I don't know if they would take the risk. Rivals would require too much work. No, it would require too much sculpt. Hasbro says no. Hasbro's going to say no. Yeah, I think that they would turn their nose up at it. Not when they can just, re-release a body with a new head. Did they say what time the reveal will be today? Nah, they're being sneaky. I think they're just going to randomly drop it at some point. So if you're going to be in Blighty for the foreseeable, does that mean we can expect more Comic-Con appearances? COVID scuppered my plans to meet you in Birmingham. 100%. Yes. In fact, I just got my 3-day ticket to MCM Comic-Con in London at the end of May. So anyone who's going to be at Comic-Con London, that's where I'm going to be. So I'll see you guys there, whether it's Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. And if you play your cards right, you might even get to meet little Piglet as well. So that's a lot to look forward to. Going to do a Piglet meet and greet. Toy Snowman might have Venompool. That's got to be one of those US stores. I haven't heard of Toy Snowman, but hey, try your luck. You never know. So I'm assuming he's sold out on Big Bad Toy Store, because that would always be the first one. Bring it up. I understand a lot of people into the gaming first, and it shows with the Spider-Man 2 figures. Yeah, dude, video games always going to be big business, 100%. They always will be. But I think that for things like Rivals, because for Spider-Man 2, I mean, they still did new sculpts, but they were still kind of within the same sort of normal proportions of your average Marvel legend, except for Venom. Whereas, yeah, the Rivals ones are so outside the box. It's not impossible, but it would surprise me. Big Bang and Ireland has Venom Pool. Don't tempt me, Mark, because I don't have Venom Pool, and I don't need anything else kind of encouraging me to part with my money. That's another reason why I want to just get my house or my apartment or something sorted, because then I'll be forced to have a budget. It's not something you want, but also it kind of makes you just, knuckle down and lock in and focus a little bit. And Lord knows, anyone who's watched any of my videos know that I need help when it comes to locking down and focusing. So having rent to pay, that'll do that. So that's not necessarily the worst thing in the world. Speaking of the worst thing in the world, we got some more McFarlane figures here. I'm kidding, kind of. But McFarlane, they've gone into overdrive. Like they know that the clock is ticking, and now they're just putting out everything that was maybe kind of on the backlog for a bit. But I got to admit, I kind of like this Bizarro. I don't hate him. I think that they've it's such a shame. As soon as McFarlane start to finish with their figures, they start to make some good improvements. And the head sculpt on this guy, I think it looks decent. I also need help, but professionally. Dude, brother Jack, full Hogan. We all need help professionally. I think there's not a person alive who wouldn't benefit from that. Man, I do like the Bizarro. They don't get there. When are you thinking Hasbro will finally complete our 90s X teams? Still waiting for Rachel and Farrell. King, I swear they just do it on purpose. They just don't want to. They could do anytime they want, but maybe they're afraid of people finishing their collection and going, I'm done now. But the problem is people are just giving up. I gave up. I was like, I'm never going to get what I want. So you know what? I'm just going to sell these figures and move on. That's what happened. True story. So sometimes, if you make people wait too long, that's what happened with my Thunderbolts figures. Because I thought I'm never going to finish the 90s Thunderbolts. And more to the point, they are never going to finish the 90s Thunderbolts. So why am I wasting my time and my shelf space with these 3 characters on their own? So I sold them. So now if they do release any more 90s Thunderbolts, guess what? I'm not going to buy them because I just sold my old ones. So there you go. You took too long. Ew. Sorry for the surprise, Norse, but you better get used to this because I'm going to be around a lot. Rowdy, thank you so much. Todd thought he had another 5 years to release this crap, but for whom the bell tolls. Ask only that it tolls for thee. Well, you know what? We're ringing the dinner bell. Or the breakfast bell, for that matter. We get some tunes as well. Come on, little fella. Back in the UK, still being fed. You weren't going to get rid of this guy. And yeah, if you'd like to hit the like, I would appreciate that a lot. Please and thank you. All right, we're going to be wrapping up this stream pretty soon, but I'm going to stick around for a little bit because I did just find this little nugget, this vein of McFarlane figures. And even though I appreciate them doing the soft goods for the jacket on this Batman, it doesn't look like the best material in the world. It looks very kind of plasticky, pleathery, not kind of my cup of tea. But they do again the capes. There you go. That's where the nice material comes in. Oh, they only have that one pick for Eradicator? Oh, that's surprising. I thought they'd probably have a whole gallery. Nonetheless, though, they have done Eradicator before, but doing him again, the nice-looking cape, it's decent. And it's kind of surprising to see what looks like cell shading on a McFarlane comic figure, but I kind of get it for this Green Lantern because it's a very kind of special sort of armor light construct costume. So I can see why you could logically have the different shading going on there. That's kind of cool. A typical McFarlane lineup. Nothing that I would ever be tempted by, but dang it, I give them points for the efforts. I prefer it when you're in Japan. I wouldn't have to deal with you on here as I'm chat at early hours. Don't worry, brother. I'm going to be all over the shop when it comes to timing. And Rowdy, for the music. And in the absence of Cincy John, gifting a channel membership, thank you so much. Because of, as we know, Cincy and Mrs. Cincy fast asleep. Dave, are you excited for X-Men 97 Season 2 next year? What kind of a question is that, man? Of course I am. Honestly, if you're not, what's the matter with you? Well, how can you not be excited for something that has a proven track record of being awesome? Now, I know, I appreciate that, we've lost the showrunner, who you could argue had a lot to do with the show being as good as it was. So will it be as good without him? Well, time's going to tell. We're going to find out. At least we have a great roadmap for them to follow. So yeah, like everyone, I was disappointed that they had to get rid of the showrunner, but at the same time, it seemed like they probably really had no choice. Because a lot of people, himself included, were saying, oh, this is an unfair thing. I've been mistreated. And I find that so hard to believe because Disney love money. They love money. And he was making them money. So the fact that he was like, oh, I got fired because I was gay. It's like, really? No one else. No one else in the entire performing industry is gay, apparently. Just you. And that's why they fired you. Get in the bin. So yeah, that notwithstanding, it's a bit of a crapshoot as to whether or not season 2 and 3 will be as good as the first season. I don't know if they'll be as good. But even if they're in just the same ballpark, that's going to be something to be excited about. Dino Bones, they're glad you're back doing what you love. Did I miss the Piglet reveal? You haven't missed the Piglet reveal. I haven't been to London yet to pick up Piglet. So believe you me, there will be a Piglet reveal coming up sooner than later. Post is here, so it's time for this little black duck to bounce. Brother, you go on and bounce as well. We're at the top of the hour, so it's time for me to do the same. I hope you have a good day. Did you watch Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man at all? I thought it was really well written. Dude, I did. I was procrastinating. I was procrastinating on Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man for the longest time because I was like, I don't know if this is my cup of tea. I'm not sure if this really appeals. Oh, man, it was great. It was so, so good. Thoroughly enjoyed that. I really, really did. I had a great time with that. Yeah. Bring on season 2 of Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man as well. Right, gang, that does it for this quite off-the-wall breakfast model behavior live stream back in England, doxing myself and just having a good old time. Gang, thank you so much for joining me on the journey back here. I'm going to be doing live streams at friendly times for people in the US as well. So don't worry. For people such as Zay, for example, 1:40 in the AM, don't worry. I'm going to be doing some live streams that are going to be convenient for guys in the US as well. So we're going to mix things up quite a lot because now I got the time to do it. And Chase, it's good to be back. So gang, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to be back with another live stream very soon. And until then, keep displaying model behavior.